Hey everybody, it's Rose. Welcome back to my channel. Today it's all about the Temperance card in Tarot. Welcome back, guys. Like I said, hi, I'm Rose. For all of you who don't know me, on this channel I talk about everything that has to do with divination. We're currently just dealing with tarot, so if you have no background or you want to know a little more before we get into the card of Temperance, I really implore you to go back to my channel and check out all things tarot playlist and start from the get-go. That way you're not missing out on anything and you feel like you have a good enough basis to get to where we are today. However, for all of you who have been with me since the beginning, welcome back, guys. We went from the Death card and now we're moving into the Temperance card, which is a lot different. All right, so like we said before, Death was all about transformation, leaving things behind that no longer work for us, and to become a truer, more authentic self. When we look at Temperance, as you can see, we usually have someone, like I really love with the Everyday Tarot, Witch Tarot, we have someone doing yoga, which we do to create balance and to create more harmony within ourselves and to create stillness. Not so much stillness, but more connection to our inner knowing, our higher selves, divinity, whatever you would like to call it. In most of them, though, you'll see a woman, usually with, both the Venus and Mars sign, to show the balance of yin and yang, masculine and feminine energy. And then you have that she usually is beside a river of some sort with her foot in the river and one foot out on land, again to show the balance between earth and water energy. And then you'll have her with either 2 cups, 2 jugs, and she's pouring from one to the other, just to show the balance of, spirituality from higher self to lower self. We're all about, Temperance is all about balance, finding that, great middle ground, finding that, sweet spot in reality and logic and everything to do with, the lower vibrations or the 3D, and bringing forth those higher vibrations of the 5D, the, crown, the spiritual portions, your soul vibe, your purpose, all having to be in balance. You can't have one without the other. Otherwise, there would be no point in having these, human experiences. Why are you here if your whole point is to just be spirit again? You might as well just yeet out of your meat suit, to be honest. But that's what this talks about. It talks about after that transformation you had with Death, now you're going to learn how to balance out what you've learned and what you've transformed into. You're balancing that spirituality with all things nitty gritty and all things earthy in the world. We're learning how to balance our intuition and our inner knowing and our being with the knowing how systems work and knowing the cycle of Mother Nature. So whenever you get this card, it either talks about you needing to find that balance and needing to recalibrate, or it talks about someone who is in that sweet spot already. They have found that inner just happy spot, that yoga pose of, ooh, you are in that husa moment. I am usually not, so I get this card a lot. And usually in reverse. But when you ever get this card in a reading, it really talks about having to find that balance within yourself and being able to walk through both worlds, because it is walking through both worlds. You're walking through the walking and the sleeping world, the conscious and subconscious, and you're able to kind of act like a bridge where you're bridging that information from the subconscious and making it happen in the conscious world. It has a lot to do with even like the magician. If you remember the word magician, it was someone who's making, things concrete in the solid world that's in the spiritual world, that manifestation, that alchemy. This is kind of like that, but not in making stuff, but in more so like messages and more so, within being able to understand that your higher self and your lower self are one. You guys are together. You guys are one and the same, just living different experiences and both helping each other. Or if you know anything to do with like time and how it's not linear. Your higher self is your future self helping your current self, and your current self is like your higher self to your child self, which is technically your past self. I'm not going to get into that mind fuckery right now because I know it's a lot, but if you want to, it's in podcast. But like I said before, this really just talks about finding that sweet spot, that balance of having both worlds collide together and mesh well so that you are on that right path of being, your more authentic self, being more like your higher self, and being able to not get rid of your ego, but, integrate that ego into your higher self, because it is part of you and it is something that you should love and not try to destroy. That's the experience you're all here for in the beginning, and that's what this tarot card talks about, that integration of ego with higher self, or spiritual self, or your soul, or whatever you want to call it, all kind of encompasses the same kind of oneness in yourself. So I hope that helps. You guys, when you start reading and you get that Temperance card, just know either you need to find balance or you are in balance, which is amazing to know. If you get it in a relationship reading, like most people will want to know, it talks about finding that inner balance within relationships, not being codependent, not being too independent, being interdependent, where you are both independent people just sharing lives and, enjoying that intermingle without being codependent on one another. If you're talking about somebody and they talk about their personality and you get this, they're really great people. They're really balanced out and they might help you find that balance within yourself. So I hope this helps, guys. I hope this gives more clarity to Temperance. It's a really great card to get, especially after a transformation that's so crazy like the Death card, which is the card before this one. But if you need any other, things clarified or have any questions, don't be afraid to leave a comment down below. And while you're down there, if you haven't already, don't be afraid to press that subscribe button and make sure that the notification button is also on so you don't miss out on any new content every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And if you want, you can also follow me on my other social platforms where I do different content that's very similar but different, give you a little more vibe of astrology, spirituality, podcast stuff. Don't be afraid to find me on Instagram, TikTok, or Twitter. And all of that is on my channel beside my bio. You can go there, follow me, send me a DM with questions, or if you just want to chat about everything to do with spirituality, I'm down for that as well. I hope your day goes well, and I hope that this helps down the journey of the Major Arcana. We are almost at the end of the Major Arcana, and then we'll move on to the Minor Arcana, which are all fun as well. Hope to see you guys real soon. Bye!